Right about now, you're starting to believe that the whole idea of making money online is false. It's a scam. You're thinking, yeah, I'd love to be able to work from home. I'd love to be able to work remotely, make money, do things that I love to do, spend more time with my friends and family. All those reasons that making money online sounds like a great thing, you're all about it. Yet, you've tried freelancing, you've tried blogging, you've tried niche sites, you've tried affiliate marketing, you've tried all the buzzwords, you've done all the stuff. You've bought all the courses, and none of it's working. You're starting to think, this whole make money on, nobody is actually making money on the internet. Well, I'm here to tell you what you're doing wrong. Because I can almost guarantee you there's 4 things you're doing wrong. And frankly, if you miss any one of them, then you're probably not gonna be making money online. You're not gonna be making very much money online. So in today's video, I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong to help you go from not making money to making money and making 2021 and the rest of 2020 a better year than 2020 has been. Because this year, let's face it, this year sucks. We're moving on, we're looking to the future, and that's what we're gonna help you do with this video. So if that sounds interesting, if you wanna learn what you're doing wrong with making money online, then stay tuned. You're gonna like this. No, the intro is over there. Go. Intro. What's up, guys? If you don't know me, my name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of Location Rebel, where we help people build small businesses that allow them to spend more time doing the stuff they love to do. We primarily do that in 2 ways, through freelance writing and through niche sites and blogging. And we're gonna kind of cover both of those in this video today. If you wanna learn how to build a small business, if you want videos helping you to do that, then I suggest you go check out the subscribe button right now. And if over the course of the next couple minutes you're feeling this content, you're finding it useful, you're finding it valuable, then give it a thumbs up. You'll learn. I like the thumbs ups. They make me feel good inside. So I would love to see more of that from you if you like this. But now I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Why aren't you making money online? Let's find out. First reason you are not making money online, and you might know this, you might not. You have not clearly defined your niche. I say niche, but people get mad at me, so I'll say niche because that appears to be the more popular way to say it. So let's get one thing out of the way very quickly. Some people are like, you gotta define your niche, and some people are like, no, you don't. You can be a generalist. And you know what? They're both right. It depends on what type of business you're building. So if you are freelancing and you're getting really hung up on finding your niche, don't worry about it. You can start as a generalist. This point doesn't apply to you specifically if you're freelancing. It can apply to you, but the ones after this will be more relevant. This specifically applies if you were building a blog, if you were building a niche site, if you were building a brand online, then you've got to niche down. So why do you have to niche down? What's the benefit for you? Because you're probably thinking, well, bigger audience means bigger opportunities. Well, think about this. When was the last time you showed up on a website that was very broad, that covered all sorts of stuff, and you were like, yes, this site was written for me. I want to support the site. I want to read every single thing they said. That doesn't usually happen with really broad sites. But I bet you there's a site out there, or maybe a YouTube channel, maybe, that you were like, yes, like they created this content specifically for me. And the chances are, if they did that, it's because they niched down far enough to hit you where you are. So let me give you an example. My golf site, Breaking 80, my golf niche site. When I first started, I was writing about everything related to golf. I was doing product reviews, club reviews, ball reviews, travel, equipment, the PGA Tour. I was doing everything. The problem is golf is an industry. It's not a niche. And so me as a single person, like trying to do that effectively and write about all those different things is a really tough thing to do. And what I learned is that most people aren't necessarily into every single facet of golf. They're into like a small subset of golf. So that subset for me ended up being top 100 golf courses. So the best of the best, where I traveled around, I played them, I took photos, and the people that were also interested in following that journey and learning about those golf courses, they were all about it. They're like, I want to read every single post you create because it's like you're writing just for me in a way that nobody else has. Whereas when I was talking about the PGA Tour and instruction and equipment and doing everything, everybody was like, oh, it's just another generic golf site where he's not really doing anything well. He's just kind of dabbling in a bunch of different things. But by going deeper into my niche and niching down, that made it more effective to connect with other people. So what does this have to do with making money? Well, if you can't garner an audience, if you can't build traffic, then you're not going to make money. That's kind of as simple as that. You can't sell products, you can't get significant affiliate revenue, you can't get display advertising if you don't have that audience. And we did a video a few weeks back about the difference between traffic and building an audience and how important it is to build that audience. And the best way to do that is to niche down, to start small. I call it finding your niche within a niche. So if you've got golf as an industry, and then maybe golf travel is a sub-niche, and then top 100 golf travel is kind of that niche within a niche. And that's what I built my golf membership site, the 80 Club. That's what I built it all around. It's a golf society for private club members around the world. And by going that small and targeting such a specific person, I was able to build loyal followers. And then as I branched out and as I started talking about more broad topics, they stayed with me and allowed me to reach more people in the process. So think about how that applies to your business. Have you niched down far enough? Are there people that are saying, oh my God, this was created for me? Because if not, you probably need to do a little bit more work defining what that niche is. The second reason you're not making money online, you don't have a plan. You don't, do you? Like, you're watching this, you're like, yeah, Sean, no, I don't really have a plan. I'm just kind of winging it. And that's your problem. There's nothing wrong with winging it when you first get started, because any progress is forward progress. But eventually you get to a point where you have to have a plan for how you're going to make money. You know, a lot of bloggers are like, oh, if you build it, they'll come. It's like, I'm just going to create a bunch of content and then eventually traffic's going to come and then the money is just going to rain down on me. Like I was at a strip club sorry, we won't go there. My point is regardless of how you're trying to make money online and what your business is, if you don't have a plan, it's not going to work. So let's continue with niche site and blogging. So I created Location Rebel Academy, my membership site, less than 2 years after launching the site. And that's the main way that I make money here on Location Rebel. So I built up a little bit of traffic and I built up a little bit of an audience. But then rather than trying to scale my traffic, I focused on building an email funnel that funneled people into our course and then created a course that was actually valuable and created a community around that so that people had accountability and they had support. And that's the main business model here at Location Rebel. Create content, get them on the email list, get them to buy the product, and then go above and beyond to make the product as useful as possible. But if all I did were just keep writing blog posts, then eventually it's like, cool, I got a bunch of blog posts, but I got no plan. Like, maybe you can throw some display ads on there, maybe you sprinkle in some affiliate stuff. That's only gonna make you a little bit of money. If you wanna make a lot of money, there needs to be an all-inclusive plan. So for instance, a lot of people start out on YouTube and they're like, cool, I'm gonna create a bunch of videos and I'm gonna make a bunch of YouTube revenue. Well, I've got 22,000 subscribers right now and I make $200, $300 a month. That's not exactly enough to live on, but my goal, that's bonus. My goal and my plan is to use the videos to get you to go to the website, to get you to sign up for the email list, to get you to buy the product. So everything I do is all leading towards that end. Your plan could also be totally different than that. With Slightly Pretentious, my niche site, my monetization strategy is completely different. So with that, I'm creating content to then get traffic, to then put display ads and try and make it a really truly passive site where the main way I make money is just through display advertising on the website. That's very different than my goal here of building an email list and buying a product and supporting people within the community. So it just depends on what you want to do and what your particular business lends itself to. Now, you might be thinking, Sean, you also said that this video would be helpful for freelancers. And the same thing's true. You've got to have a plan if you want to be a successful freelance writer. How are you going to approach people? Who are you going to approach? What is your pitch going to be? What is your process for sending pitches and letters of introduction on a regular basis? All of those are things that factor into having a plan. If you're like, I'm a freelance writer, I'm going to set up my freelance writing website and just wait for people to come to me, that's not going to happen. And frankly, this is the most useful thing that we provide within Location Rebel Academy, with the exception of maybe the community support. But it's the fact that instead of having to watch all these random videos to try and figure out how to have a plan for freelancing, it's all right there. It's all laid out in front of you. Here's exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, who to do it for, and away you go. And most people don't have that plan. So if you're freelancing and you're struggling, take a step back. Think about what you're trying to accomplish. Make sure you've got the tools, the resources, the strategy to put that into practice and have a game plan. Don't just say, okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to send a couple emails and go on with my day. Make a plan, follow the plan, have success with the plan. That's how this works. You need to have a plan. Okay, so have a niche, have a plan. If you have those two things, you're ahead of most people. And also be honest with yourself, because you might be thinking, well, I've got both of those things. Go put a little bit of critical thinking time into this. Do you actually have a niche? Really summarize. What is that within, 1 or 2 sentences? Tell me exactly what that is. And do you really have a plan? Is it spelled out? Do you have a one-sheet plan? You should do that. If you haven't yet, it's actually really helpful to write that down, think about it critically, because often I think I've got a plan until I try and start to do the work, and then you're like, oh, no, it's not concrete enough. Make it as concrete as possible. Now I'm rambling. Let's move on to how to make money. Step number 3. All right, the third reason you are not making money. You're creating, but you're not marketing. So this is a really important thing, and this is something I've struggled with a lot in the past, and I've been fortunate that I've been doing this for a very long time, and so I've got some search rankings. I don't have to do a lot of active marketing to get people to come to me and go in the funnel and buy the product, but if I were doing more active marketing, this would skyrocket my business. And it's something that I've been actively working on, so it's very top of mind for me. What I mean by that is you're not marketing, is you're creating content. You're writing blog posts, you're shooting videos, you're putting out podcasts, whatever it is. And you do that, and you spend all this time and effort creating that thing, and you're like, this is great, this is really good. And then maybe you tweet about it, throw it out on Facebook, and then you move on to the next thing. And you get stuck in that content creation rat race, where all you're doing is create, publish, promote just a little bit, and then move on to the next thing. Well, you're not giving enough love to all of those things that you did. You should be promoting the hell out of that stuff. You should be actively promoting as best you can. And I'm not talking about just throwing out 5 tweets a day about your new video or blog post. I'm talking about reach out to people. So these days, marketing means a lot of different things. It could be reaching out to do guest posts and to try and get some of those backlinks to your site. It could be going back to your own site and adding links to your old content to your new content so that, the stuff that is ranking in search, people then can find it. It could be going to podcasts that you've been on and asking them to update your bio with some of the new stuff you're doing. It could be sending stuff out to your email list on a regular basis. There is so much you could be doing to promote content that you've already created that most people, they just gloss over. They create something, they publish it, and then they don't really do a whole lot. And to be totally honest, I'm including myself in this. This is a letter to myself because I often create, publish, don't promote. And especially when you've got 3 brands and 3 websites, it can be tough to do that for everything. But in my next video, I'm gonna give you an update to my latest niche site, the cocktail site, and talk about how starting to be a little more proactive with this is actually paying off in a pretty big way. So just remember, create, but also market. And it sucks. A lot of people, you don't like sales, maybe you're introverted. You gotta push past that because if you truly wanna see growth, you have to learn how to promote your work and be proud of it and get it out there. All right, 4th, final reason you're not making money online, you're trying to do too much at once. You get started and you want to do everything. You're excited. You're like, let's get this business going. So you start writing blog posts. You start working on the SEO. You start, doing a podcast. You start creating that email list. You start products. You start Instagram. You've got a forum. You're trying to do too much. You're spreading yourself way too thin, so you're not making any significant progress on anything. So pick 1 or 2 things. Maybe if you're just getting going, just focus on content. Work on content only. Get a nice depth of content so that when people show up on your site, there's a lot of things for them to look at and they'd be like, oh, I like this person. I trust them. I want to follow their stuff and, become a fan of theirs. If you have a lot of content, then maybe you shift to just focusing on traffic and SEO and promotion. All of that hard work you put into before, let's try and get a little bit more life out of that and try and get that in front of more people. One of the things I've learned at Location Rebel is I've written over 1,000 blog posts on this blog in the 10 years Location Rebel has been around. Now we're somewhere down to 500-ish published posts, and I'm trying to get that down even more. To be honest, Location Rebel doesn't necessarily need new content. I just need to continue to update the old content that, maybe is 7 years old, but still relevant. It just needs to be updated for the modern audience. So maybe all I do is focus on updating content, SEO, and promotion of old stuff. Maybe I'm at the point where I want to build an email list. So I focus all my time and attention on optimizing the site for email. Or maybe once you've got traffic and you've promoted your stuff and you've got your email list, maybe it's time to create a product and you need to focus all of your time on creating that product. So my point is, when you're trying to do all that stuff at once, you're gonna fail because you're not gonna do any of them very well. It goes back to the idea of choosing a niche. If you try and spread yourself too wide, you're not gonna hit anybody and it's not gonna work. So it's the same kind of thing. If you try and do too many things, you're not gonna make enough progress on any of them to really see forward momentum. So focus on a couple things at a time, and maybe it's Maybe every 2 weeks you say, okay, 2 weeks it's just SEO, or 2 weeks it's just promotion, or 2 weeks it's just products, or 2 weeks it's just freelance pitches. Whatever it is, don't try and do too much. I could probably go on and come up with another dozen ways that you're not making money, but my feeling is that if you come back to these 4 things that I just shared, you haven't niched down, you don't have a plan, you're not marketing and promoting yourself, and you're trying to do too many things at once, if you focus on those 4 things, you are going to make so much progress on your brands, on your business, on your site, and you're going to start making more money online. So hopefully that gives you some things to think about that aren't quite as surface level. I know they're not super tactics oriented. Everybody wants the tactics. But this is the bigger picture stuff that's frankly a little bit more important when it comes to planning and strategizing for the growth of your business. If you enjoyed this video, we got new videos every Monday and Thursday. Make sure to subscribe, hit like, and go watch this video right here. Another one right here. I think you're gonna enjoy it. Or maybe subscribe over here, or there might be switched somewhere. Do the things. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Peace.